Do ba 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 do boo do a boo ba do boo boo ba do a do ba 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 do boo do a boo ba do boo boo ba do a do.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Hey, Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is YAHAWAH'S camp, and we are on another War Zone Wednesdays. And as you can see in the title, the spirit of war is raising up. Are you ready? Right? And this is the question that we ask to all of our brothers and sisters in this truth, outside of the truth. Right? We try to ask the lost sheep if they're ready. You know, the spirit of war is raising. If you look at all the current events that are happening right now, the plateau is just rising and rising and rising. Things are getting crazier and crazier and crazier, you know, but this was foretold. So hopefully we can edify you tonight, show you a couple precepts on why this is occurring. And yeah, just try to enjoy the evening. As you saw, we had our president, the United States president, making a fool of himself as usual. If you didn't see it, here it is again. Play it one more time. Falling, fumbling all over the place, as per usual. And yeah, that is the state of the country. The country is in shambles, right?
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. Hey, shout out to all the brothers and sisters that's in, like the brother said, to another Wars on Wednesday. First off, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Shem Yahweh Shai. Before we get started, we're gonna go around the panel. We're a little short-handed tonight, but we still gonna get it in. We ain't gonna be too long, like the brother said. We just go touch on some current events, you know, and all the things that's going on around the earth, right? As the Lord said, we gotta keep a watch out in these last days for all the things that's happening on the earth, right? You got so many prophecies and so many events happening. It's damn near hard to keep up with, right? Like every other hour, something is happening, right? The war, right? Whether it be war, heaven, right? Nation rising against nation, right? These are things every week, right? We look into some of these news or some of these videos, right, to get the people a visual of the things that's going on, right? So before we get started, hey, shalom, brother Yashawan by Yahawah, and we're gonna go around the panel.
Hey, shalom again. This is your brother Mahar.
Hey, shalom, Israel. This your brother Shapar.
Hey, shalom, Israel. It's your brother Kazak.
And we got the mighty captain also, Captain Yashuv.
You hear me?
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. Y'all about Shim Yah Shabaragatah, right? Kwam Yashala.
Praise. Hey, Ephraim, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're going in and out though, but I could definitely still hear you.
So like, let me see something real quick. Can you hear me now?
Con.
Praise. All right, you had something that you wanted to go into real quick before I get started.
Oh no, I could just start throwing it up. Once we start, going into the videos and stuff, I'm gonna bring it out.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's pull up that first article there and go into that.
See what we got here. All right. Let's see.
All right. So we gonna pull this up.
No, it's not coupon codes available. No, we don't have no coupons for you. Let's put this down. Let's go back up. This is 5 things to know for October 30th. Obviously, October 30th has already passed, but the majority of the stuff, the contents of it is what's most important.
Yeah, this from a few days ago. This is one of the sources that I go to for recent news. It's just CNN, but it's plenty of other news platforms that you could look up, to keep up with the updated news going on around the earth, right? But I like this one because they, like you said, they go into, 5 main things or some of the main things that's going on around the world. They kind of make it quick and simple, right? So we're gonna touch on these certain topics that's going on, right? So it says Israel presidential race, mass shootings, Hurricane Otis, right? Matthew Perry, right? But I really just want to get into the a few of them, right? I want to touch on. Let's go to the first one. Hey, hey, Shapar, can you give me Ecclesiastes 3:1? And Kazak,
Israeli
can you give me Isaiah 48:22?
Gone.
officials said Sunday that ramped up operations in Gaza that began this weekend will continue to intensify. Israeli troops have advanced some 3 kilometers into Gaza, according to a CNN analysis of video published by an Israeli media outlet. Also Sunday, Israel's military said it was increasing the urgency of their calls for people in northern Gaza to flee south. Humanitarian groups have criticized that demand, citing the difficulty of moving within Gaza while it is under attack. Israel says its fighter jets struck Hezbollah military infrastructure in southern Lebanon on Sunday in response to shelling towards northern Israel. It comes as the war in Gaza has raised concerns of a wider conflict in the region. Here's CNN's Ben Wiedemann with more.
Okay, I don't know if we want to hear Ben Wiedemann.
No, that's good. Go ahead and let's get to the first part of the article. I really just wanted the article.
Con.
All right, let's touch on this part right here, going to Israel, right? All the things that's happening in Israel between the Israelis and the Palestinians, right? Gaza, right? So let's read that. So that's why the Lord said in these last days, right, we have to keep watch, right? And we have to pay attention to what's going on, because if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss out on something. Because like I said, it's like everything, it's so many things happening back to back. It's damn near hard to keep up with, right? So you got all these events, right? The wars, you got earthquakes, major hurricanes, floods, mass shootings, right? You got all kind of stuff going on, right? So let's read that part.
Khan. This is it says Israel, obviously. It says Israel over the weekend announced it had entered a second stage of its war against Hamas, and on Sunday said its ground operations in Gaza would intensify.
Right.
Israeli
Let's stop
Prime
right there. You see that? Hold on. It said intensify. So that lets you know that these things is not finna go away no time soon, right? You got people out here talking about pray for Palestine and pray for Israel, and you know they want God to make peace on the earth, and they want all these things to stop. This stuff ain't finna stop. It's finna get worse and worse, right? It said intensify. These things, hey, these nations not backing down from each other. The Most High God put it in their spirit to go to war, right? Ain't finna be no, they just go, forgive each other, right? They just go shake hands and let bygones be bygones. That's not how it's finna be, right? So you better get prepared for these things to get worse and worse, right? So let's keep reading.
Khan. It says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterated his intent to destroy the militant group after its October 7th attack on Israel, which killed more than 1,400 people, mostly civilians. In Gaza, the number of people killed during Israeli strikes since October 7th has risen to around 8,000. The Hamas-controlled Palestine Ministry of Health said on Sunday. The UN will hold an emergency meeting today where the UAE will seek a resolution on a humanitarian pause in the fighting, though Israel has vowed to continue its ground raids in the coming days.
Like you said, they said they have vowed to do that, right? So these people not stopping no time soon, right? It's gonna be more attacks, right? It's gonna be more people invading one another, right? And there's gonna be more wars between these nations, right? And the average person, they don't like to hear that stuff, right? Right. That's why they don't like to hear it when we go out on the streets and prophesy, right? Don't nobody want to hear about wars, right? About death and destruction and bloodshed, right? But hey, the servants of the Lord, we love to hear about this stuff, right? Because according to prophecy, when we see these things come to pass, that means our deliverance is nigh at hand, right? When we see the Lord putting His Spirit on these different nations to go to war with each other, right? So let's get down to the I believe the next part I wanted was the mass shooting part. If you go down a little bit.
Let's see. Presidential race.
No, you gotta scroll. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, part 3.
Mass
That's another
shooting.
part I want.
God. Cities across the U.S. are reeling from another gruesome weekend of gun violence. Just days after a 40-year-old went on 2 shooting rampages in Lewiston, Maine on Wednesday, killing 18 people. At least 580 mass shootings have been recorded this year across the country alone, and 11 were recorded over the weekend. That's crazy.
So let's stop right there. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, just think about it. When have we ever lived in a time where you see this much violence and this much death take place upon the earth? Like literally, like I said, like every other week, it's something going on, but with an earthquake and a hurricane and mass shootings and wars, and you hear about mass numbers of people getting put to death. right? One day is 8,000 people. The week after that, 10,000 people then got put to death in the earthquake. The week after that, 5, 6, 700 other people that got put to death in a hurricane, right? One day is 20 people that got put to death in a mass shooting. A couple days later, it's 15, another 20 people that got put to death in a mass shooting, right? That's going into what's that, second Edges? What's that? Let me see. I think that's chapter 5 where it said those that's upon the earth, they're gonna be taken in a great number, right? To paraphrase it. Right. So you saying those that dwell upon the earth being taken in a great number. What I mean, think about it. What time period have you ever seen this much death happening upon the face of the earth? Where you see thousands and thousands of people getting put to death left and right. I mean, think about it. It said over there in Gaza, it said the body count was like 8,000. You got 8,000 people that got put to death, right? And people talking about, oh, well, let's make peace on the earth, and I'm gonna pray for all the victims, and hey, we not, hey, the servants of the Lord, we not praying for these victims, right? People talking about you need to pray for, we go pray for their families, and we not, because if we do that, you know what we doing? We going against the will of the Most High. Hey, this is the Most High's will, right? I don't know what these people did. That could be judgment that the Most High putting on these people, right? You don't know what kind of wickedness these people then did, right? So, hey, all these things have to happen in order for us to get our salvation, right? Before our kingdom is established, this kingdom has to be destroyed, right? And we send the marvelous and the glorious works of the Most High, right? Destroying these nations piece by piece, right? So let's Shapar, you got that Ecclesiastes?
Calm.
All right, let's read verse 1 and then we're gonna jump down to verse 8.
Calm. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens.
So let's stop right there. It's a time for every purpose under the heaven. So it's a purpose. These things are happening on purpose. The Most High is doing this, right? So when you see all the things that's going on over there in Israel and in Palestine, where you see people being taken hostage and little kids getting put to death and all those missiles going off and destroying large numbers of people, that's the Most High doing that, right? And I remember we was out there this past weekend, right, rebuking that that wicked Halloween, party that had going on out there in Glenwood, and it was this one sister, this elderly sister, right? I think she said she was Issachar or something. So she said she was an atheist, right? And she said she don't believe in God because she said if God was real, why are all these evil things happening on the earth? And I said, hey, you do err not knowing the scriptures, right? Because if you knew the Most High God, you would know the scriptures say that the Lord is a great and terrible God, right? In the book of Nehemiah, right? In the book of Job, it say that the Lord is the King of terrors, right? In the book of First Samuel, chapter 2, the Lord said, it say the Lord killeth, right? And maketh alive, right? All throughout the scripture, the Lord tell you that he create evil and peace, right? Right. So the Most High God, he's the one that's in control of all this death and destruction, right? So let's jump down to verse 8.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 8. And it reads, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of
Right?
war. A time of war and a time of peace.
You see that? A time of war and a time of peace. Right? So if you didn't know, right now, 2023, we in a time of war. Right? If you haven't noticed by now. Right? This is not the time of peace. Because if we was in a time of peace, then we would have peace on the earth. Right? But is there peace on the earth right now? Hell no. Right? It's destruction on the earth right now. Right? It's mayhem on the earth right now. Right? It's chaos on the earth right now. Why is that? Because the Most High God is angry with this place. The same way he was angry with ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? The same way he was angry at the kingdom of Egypt. Right? And all the other wicked kingdoms that ruled upon the face of the earth. Right? So the Lord said right now is the time of war. We in a time of war. Right? That's the times we living in right now. Right? So let's get back to that article. And I want to finish that part about the mass shootings.
Con.
And Shapar, can you give me First Maccabees 2 and 10?
King.
It says at least 580 mass shootings have been recorded this year across the country alone, and 11 were recorded over the weekend, according to the Gun Violence Archive. In Indianapolis, a Halloween party ended with one person killed and 9 others injured when shots were fired Sunday. Separately, a shooting in Tampa, Florida, left 2 people dead and injured 16 others as hundreds of people were filling out the bars and nightclubs. Over 1,000 miles to the north, at least 15 people were also shot Sunday on Chicago's west side. Americans should not have to live like this. President Sleepy recently said, calling on Congress to address the scourge of mass shootings in the U.S.
Right, you see that? Talk about Americans should not have to live like this. Right? Live like what? I mean, what do they mean by that? Live like this. Right? Wasn't America built on bloodshed?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wasn't
They
America
forget that
built
part.
off right? Wasn't America built off of rape, rob, and murder? So what the hell you talking about? Americans shouldn't have to live like this. The average American is wicked as hell, right? What does America promote? America promotes homosexuality, right? America promotes pedophilia, right? America promotes an unjust and wicked society, right? And you talking about Americans shouldn't have to live like this, right? These people out their damn minds, man, right? If
You
you
want me
think
to show you what
Americans
America
shouldn't have,
promotes?
hold on real quick. Let me bring this out real quick, right? So if you think Americans shouldn't have to live like this, then you out your damn mind, and you better get prepared for even more wickedness, right? All this wickedness in America, you better get prepared for this judgment that's coming, right? This is just the beginning, right? It's gonna get worse than this, right? Hey, that's crazy. So it's been over a reported almost 600 mass shootings in America, and this was at the end of October. So we still got 2 whole months left for the year, and they already had almost 600 reported mass shootings. Just think about it. How many mass shootings you think they gonna have at the end of this year? or at the end of this so-called year, right? America has never. When the last time you heard about over 600 reported mass shootings in America, right? When the last time you ever seen something like this, right? So, hey, cause you still got that what's that, Isaiah 48:22,
God, King.
right? So people out here praying for peace, man, praying that America be great again, right? But America was never great for our people, right? Right? America raped, robbed, and murdered, kidnapped the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And the Lord is avenging his people in these last days, right? So all these nations gonna have to pay for what they did to our people. It ain't gonna be no more peace, right? You think the Lord gonna have peace on the same nation that murdered his people, right? That put his people into captivity, right? That scattered his people across the four corners of the earth, right? Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. And I think it's in Zephaniah. Let me see real quick. Salakia. So this the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, "And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease." Right. So the Lord said he is displeased with these heathens, these other nations, right? It says, "For I was but a little displeased, and they helped for the affliction." Right. So these other nations, they afford our affliction, man. Right. Chiefly Esau, right? So the Lord said these people, these other nations, they have to pay for what they did, right? So let's read that Isaiah 48:22.
God, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 22. It says, "There is no peace, saith Yahweh, unto the wicked."
Right? And you see that there is no peace unto the wicked. And we all know who the wicked is, right? Right? These other nations, right? Are people that want to follow these other nations, but chiefly, right, when you go into that Job 9:24, the wicked is the one that's going to be ruling this earth right now, right? The Lord said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? What nation rules this earth right now, right? That would be the house of Esau, right? Right, who you call the so-called white man, right? So it ain't gonna be no peace until the so-called white man. It ain't gonna be no peace until all these other nations, right? And we go find out why, right? Why did the Lord say there is no peace unto the wicked, right? It should bring that out in First Maccabees 2:10.
Con. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, "What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?"
Right. So what nation have not had a part in our kingdom, right? What nation have not had a part in our captivity, right? Right. That's why the Lord is bringing judgment upon the earth. Right. All these nations go pay for what they did to God's chosen people, right? All throughout the scriptures, you read about the history on how our nation was in captivity under all these nations, right? You had the Egyptians, right? The Assyrians, right? The Babylonians, the Persians, the Medes, right? The Greeks, the Romans, right? When you go into the book of Judges, right? The Midianites, the Philistines, the Moabites, right? All these nations had a part in our captivity, right? So that's why the Lord is bringing judgment upon these other nations, right? Upon our enemies, right? So what you had, Ephraim?
Oh, I was just going to show an example what they, what this world glorifies. This is what this world glorifies right here. Now, mind you, it's bad enough that they already doing the whole Halloween thing, right? But now to be this greedy, right? This selfish, right? This self-absorbed, this obsessed. It's crazy, right? You go into somebody's house and you taking all their candy? Really? Like, I bought all this candy for you and your family? But this is what this world glorifies. And of course, it seems like it's Issachar. It's our people that want to glorify in this holiday all the time. It's holiday. But this is what these people glorify. Right? And where'd they learn it from? They learned it from Esau. They learned it from the other the nations. Right? Gluttonous as hell. Absolutely. Oh, I digress. It's your turn, Ken.
They love to be involved in that folly, right? Right. Most High is literally destroying our enemies right before our very eyes, but our people, they just don't understand. They still living in la la land, right? And the Lord said his people like sheep that's led to the slaughter, right? Our people still sleep. They don't know what's going on around the earth. Because if they knew the times that we was living in, they would be repenting and keeping these commandments. Because they would know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? But our people, they just want to. Hey, we seen it last week, man. Last weekend, man. Our people, they just want to. They just want to follow the ways of the heathen, man. Celebrate Halloween. Dress in costumes. we seen. Hey, we seen what was going on out there last week, man. Right? Hey, that Revelation 18 too, man. Hey, this is the place of every foul and wicked spirit, right? This place is the habitation of devils, right? Right. All we seen was our brothers out there with costumes, right? People drunk out their minds, people high at their minds, right? Our woman and our sisters was out there butt naked, right? Clothes on, drunk out their mind. Hey, that's what have become in this kingdom, right? Our people love to partake in this folly and follow after the ways of the other nations, right? But let's get back to that article. I want to touch on that part about hurricane as well. Hey, Kazak, can you read the book of Sirach, and can you give me chapter 39, verse 28, Baba Kashah?
Hunger and
okay.
And hey Shapar, can you give me the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 1?
Hey, Salakia, King, that was 39, and what was the verse?
28.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Ephraim, let's get to this part about the hurricane.
It's Hurricane Otis. It says at least 43 people have died after Hurricane Otis tore through Acapulco, Mexico. As a devastating Category 5 storm last week, the region's governor said Sunday. The popular tourist destination and its iconic beaches are in ruins after 80% of the area's hotels were severely damaged, according to the Mexican government's preliminary damage assessment. New satellite images capture the scale of destruction brought on by the storm's 165-mile-per-hour winds. This is a chaotic situation, a devastating scenario with unquantifiable damages, says Jorge Laurel, former president of the Acapulco Association of Hotels and Tourist Enterprises. Damn.
You see that? So you got mass shootings, you got wars going on between these nations, you got major earthquakes, right? Major hurricanes, right? And like we brought out, I believe it was a few weeks ago, a lot of these, earthquakes and hurricanes and so-called natural disasters, hey, these things breaking records, right? You got Esau coming out saying, well, this is the worst earthquake that we've seen in over 100 years and 200 years. And I mean, why you think these things are happening in the times we living in right now, right? Esau coming out, well, this is the worst recorded hurricane in over 100 years. Like, why are these things happening, right? Our people have to ask themselves this question, right? And I think, yeah, that's it on that. That was it on that article. And then I think I sent you another one. It was, matter of fact, it was the one from the next day after that.
Yeah,
right?
Con, I got it pulled up already.
Con. Yeah, so let's get to that next one, right? And like I said, there's plenty of different apps and websites that you can go to get the world news, right? They be having a lot of stuff on Twitter. They got different Instagram pages that's reliable. They got a lot of updated news about the things that's going on around the world, right? But this one of the ones I like to go to because it kind of gets straight to the point sometimes. With this top 5 things that's going on around the earth.
So back to Israel again. This is the next day. It says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday ruled out a pause in fighting in Gaza, saying this is a time for war, even as UN.
Hey, Salakia. Hey, what we just reading Ecclesiastes, right? I mean, it's straight out the horse's mouth, right? People think we playing games. People think that this Bible is fake, right? People think that the Lord playing games. Then we read that in Ecclesiastes, it's a time for war and a time for peace. So what times are we living in right now? Hey, they just said it straight out the horse's mouth. Matter of fact, let's read that part again.
Hey, you sure that's the horse's mouth or the horse's Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday ruled out a pause in fighting in Gaza, saying this is a time for war.
You see that? So we in a time for war, right? If you haven't noticed. And a lot of our people, it's a shame, but they all out the loop, man. Our people they out of it. They don't know what's going on, man. It's sad.
They clueless. Hey, but look at this. Here's the crazy thing is that a lot of our people, of course, they consider themselves Christians, right? But yet they out there, acting like demons, right? Dressing up as witches, dressing up as warlocks, but yet you say you love your heavenly Father, but you dressing like a demon. What does he do to demons? I'm gonna keep reading. It said this is a time for war, even as UN agencies call for a humanitarian ceasefire to allow deliveries of aid to millions of trapped civilians. calls for Israel to surrender to Hamas, to surrender to terrorists, surrender to barbarism. That will not happen, Netanyahu says. As Israel presses forward with its ground operations, UNICEF's chief warned of a looming catastrophe in Gaza due to a lack of clean water. Additionally, the World Health Organization said hundreds have been killed in attacks on healthcare facilities, and the UN warned civil order is deteriorating, with people breaking into warehouses to take survival essentials. All this stuff that's happening there is going to be happening here real soon.
Right? Hey, and like I said, man, if our people got any type of sense, hey, you should love the things that's going on, right? These wars between these other nations, right? Right? And how the hell should we give a damn about what's going on between Palestine?
Uh-oh.
About all the destruction. Can you hear me?
Khan.
I'm good.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
But I was saying like our people, man, you got our people that that feel sorry for these other nations, right? They want to march with these other nations and protest with them, right? They want to pray for these other nations. Hey, why should we give a damn about these people, right? You got America sending millions of dollars over there to Israel to help aid Israel and Ukraine. But what have they done for our people? Right? Where's the aid for our people, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Right? Right? They still haven't gave our people so-called reparations, but they can send billions of dollars to Ukraine, right? They can send aid and all these millions and billions of dollars to help the Israelis, right? You see that? Right. So let's scroll down to the next one.
Khan. And then our people are so dead set on trying to focus and get their attention towards reparations. There ain't no damn way you getting reparations from the person that needs to repair you, right? And then who are you going to give it right back to? Right back to him. He's like lending you money just so you can give it right back to him. Come on,
That's
man.
right.
Make it make sense.
It don't make sense. Hey, but it is what it is, man. All right. So let's jump down to I want to get to the one that say strikes.
Con. Let's see. Strikes. General Motors and the United Auto Workers Union have come to a tentative agreement just 2 days after the union expanded its strike at America's largest automaker. The tentative deal, which includes a significant pay increase, could bring an end to the union's unprecedented strike against all three of the nation's unionized automakers. The UAW announced tentative agreements with Ford and Stellantis last week. Separately, Hollywood actors and major studios are making progress in talks and have signaled a possible deal is on the horizon to end its strike. SAG-AFTRA, the union that represents more than 150,000 Hollywood actors, could agree on terms as early as this week or next week, sources tell CNN.
Right, you see that? So what does that tell you? You see, America is falling apart, man. Right? You got all these major businesses and major corporations, right, falling apart, right, losing money. Hey, America better, they better keep up, right? Cause soon these so-called automobile industries, instead of making automobile parts, they're gonna be making parts for war, right? I remember back in the day in history class going into World War One and World War Two, they went into the history about how the different automobile industries during the time of war, they had to stop making certain parts for automobiles, and they had to start making parts for war, right? For planes and tanks and all different type of weapons of war, right? I don't know if y'all heard about that during World War Two, right? Right. So those times coming again upon the earth, right? For America, right? Right. Then the Lord say in Joel chapter 3, he said, beat your plowshares and the swords, right? So soon all these industries go transform into different industries the to put together weapons of war, right? So let's scroll down to the next one.
Con.
Well, I think it was one more. No, matter of fact, I think that was it on this article.
Yeah, we got the border wall, which, I'm sure, this border wall been something that's been talked about since, like I said, since 2016, freaking
Right,
probably before that. But look, here's the crazy thing nobody thinks about. This is supposed to be a wall to keep people that actually belong here out. But I don't think that that's what it's for. I think that and Biden said that he's going to continue building the wall. So the wall is being built as we're speaking. But I don't think it's to keep people out. I think it's to keep everybody in, right? Because when hell breaks loose, you think people are going to be able to, stop. Oh, where's my ladder? To try and get over this wall? Hell no. It's to keep people in. But I digress. And artificial intelligence. I mean, hey, that's self-explanatory. Rise of the machines. What can I say? Which article you want to go to next, King?
now that was it on that. So let's get to that video, that first video I sent you.
Con.
Right, going into what's going on in Israel and Gaza. All right. So it says dozens killed in Gaza refugee camp explosion. Right.
Thanks for
Right.
watching.
So you see that, hey, them people, hey, you know what they looking for, right?
They looking for dead bodies.
That's crazy. They doing all that digging up under all them rocks and them stones and all that just to look for bodies, man. Hey, they finished at that point, right? You see that, man? They taking people out on stretchers, right? Everything is destroyed, right? Hey, matter of fact, I wanted to read some of them comments on them videos.
Hey, we can go back to that one.
Yeah. Hey, them comments be crazy.
What we got
I
here?
think it was this video with the comments and the other video too.
Heartbreaking to see the results of this horrible situation. My condolences to the families that I looked. Man, they
Right,
ain't
you
gonna
see
find.
that?
They ain't finding them.
Hey, right, you see that? Like I said, hey, we got a different type of spirit, right? And you know what we say about stuff like that? You think the servants of the Lord, we say,
All
matter of
praise.
fact, hey, read that comment again.
Con. It says heartbreaking to see the results of this horrible situation.
So let's stop right there. Yeah, it's heartbreaking for you if you a Palestinian, right? If that's your people, that's heartbreaking, right? But guess who is not heartbreaking to, right? The servants of the Lord. And we rejoice to see the destruction of our enemies,
Con.
right? Right? What good has the so-called Palestinians and the Israelis done for our people?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. You think they crying about our people when our people getting killed in these streets,
Nope.
right? When our people facing police brutality, right? You think these people crying for us? Yeah, let's cry for these niggas. All right, I'm gonna pray for these niggas, right?
Uh,
Hey, they can give less than a damn about our people, and they show you that through their actions, right? And what the Palestinians doing in our neighborhoods when they set up their gas stations and their corner stores and their liquor stores,
what about the smoke shops?
right? Them all these smoke shops and these hookah shops, right? What you think that's doing to our communities, right? It's crazy because they it shows you they care less about our people, right? Because they sell us things that they don't even use, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll sell you pork in your neighborhoods, but they won't even eat it,
Right.
right? They'll sell you cigarettes and cigars in your neighborhoods, but they won't even smoke it, right?
Mm-mm.
You see that? And so we will rejoice and we say, hey, all praises to Yahweh, Yahweh Shah for the destruction of the Palestinians, right?
And look at this guy right here. The second comment. I'm gonna call him Potato Head. From a Marine vet, I pray for peace and harmony in the world. First off, the Lord ain't hearing your prayers, so you might as well scratch that one. Now peace and harmony, it's gonna be getting worse and worse. End suffering, that won't be happening. End greed, that won't be happening. End hatred, hatred is about to kick up even more. And end racism, right?
And that goes to show you how ignorant these people are to what's going on the earth, right? These people don't have the understanding of the Most High, right? Of the
Mm-hmm.
scriptures, right? These people are void of understanding. What we just read in Isaiah 48, didn't the Lord say there is no peace unto the wicked?
Mm-hmm.
You got two nations fighting over a land that don't belong to neither one of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you think the Lord gonna bring them peace,
La-ah.
right? It says and racism. Hey, I got news for you. Racism ain't gonna never end, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
It ain't gonna be no end to racism, right? The Bible speaks about race wars happening in these last days, right?
Here, let me help these guys out. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it was one more video I wanted to play after this one too.
There we go. That's the right message we should do.
Yeah, kind of all praises.
All right. Heartbreaking, not in the least. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, that other video I sent after that.
Okay, here it comes.
Right, hold on. Yeah, I'll say Israel enters second phase of military operation in Gaza. And this was one of the things we was reading about in that first article.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Israel Defense Forces have expanded military operations in the Gaza Strip. Eyewitnesses described tanks pushing towards the edge of Gaza City and firing on civilian cars. It marked the
Damn.
deepest Israeli advance in the Gaza Strip in years. Here's
Damn, are you see?
Damn, for real.
Hey man, all
what we know
praises,
so
man.
far about Israel's incursion into Gaza. Renewed fighting in Gaza erupted on October 7th, when gunmen from the militant group Hamas broke through a barrier into southern Israel and killed about 1,400 people and took more than 200 hostages, according to Israeli authorities. Israel responded with a siege on Hamas-controlled Gaza, cutting off electricity, water, and medical supplies, and blocking all border crossings into and out of the Strip. It then unleashed an aerial bombardment on the densely packed territory, the size of the city of Las Vegas, but with more than 3 times its population. Israel ordered the 1 million Palestinians living in North Gaza to evacuate south within 24 hours. But many are unable to leave, including patients and medical staff in hospitals. On October 27th, 3 weeks into Israel's bombing campaign, Gaza's internet and mobile services were cut. Israel then escalated its aerial attacks. Some internet service was restored days later. In recent days, the IDF says it has struck about 600 targets. More than 8,000 people have been killed in Gaza since the war began, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. Israeli leaders are refusing to call the military operation an invasion, referring to the ramped-up assault as the second phase of a long military campaign. Footage released from the IDF shows tanks in mostly rural areas, although verified footage from social media has captured troops closer to Gaza City. Israel's stated goals are to destroy Hamas and release the hostages. But how it intends to do so is tightly under wraps. What we do know is that the invasion will have to contend with Hamas's sprawling tunnel network, booby traps, and broken roadways from the aerial assault. The United States in 1997 designated Hamas as a terrorist organization. The Biden administration has supported Israel's assault on Gaza, but has warned against a full-scale invasion. Following Gaza's mobile and internet blackout, the Biden administration has pressed Israel to restore communication services, according to a senior U.S. official.
And look at that real quick. Like you're begging these people to turn on your communications. First off, why is this other country have access to your communications in and out of a country? Like, how does that even make sense? Right? But when that comes here, what are you going to do? Right? What are people going to do? People are going to lose their damn minds when they can't go to their phones. Man, yesterday, earlier, I was going crazy. And I'm sure this happens to all of us, right? It's like we have our phone in our hands, in our pockets or whatever. But as soon as we misplace it for a quick second, we go crazy trying to figure out where it's at. And the phone was right next to me. And I'm like, yo, where's my phone at? It was pretty sad.
Right. And a lot of people, that's their whole life right there. Right. Right. But you see what's going on, man, right? So everything going on with these different wars, man, it's just getting worse and worse, right? Everything getting more and more intense, right? I think I wanted to get to some of the comments on this video too.
Con, let's get in it. Let's see what we got here. I love how the narrator says the Israeli tanks began to fire on civilian cars. Okay. Right. Let's see. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's power. Because they control the minds of the masses. Quote by Malcolm X.
Hey, that's true though. That's a form of witchcraft that Esau be doing using this media.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I think matter of fact, I think I just wanted the ones on the other video.
Okay.
We see what's going on though around the earth, man. Right. So let's Matter of fact, before we get to this video, let's bring this out in Sirach 39:28. All right.
Khan, King. Want me to bring it out?
Khan, go ahead.
Khan, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Right, so let's stop right there. So the Most High God created certain spirits, right? That's for vengeance, right? So a lot of people asking why are these things happening? Hey, that's different spirits that the Most High raised up, right? That's why these things happening. That's why you seeing so much death and destruction happen upon the earth, right? And you can't even read about that in the book of Revelation when you read about the different spirits that had different powers to unleash certain things on the earth, right? So the Most High God has different spirits that's created to bring death and destruction and violence upon the earth, right? So let's read on.
Khan, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and
So
appease.
in the time of destruction, they pour out their force, right? What we just see in these videos, right? In the time of destruction, the Most High God is pouring out His force, right? You seeing whole cities destroyed, right? You got people, right? Hundreds and bodies just up under all that damn destruction, right? You had buildings that collapsed, right? You had hospitals and schools and houses that just collapsed and destroyed, getting blown up by missiles, right? And that's the force of the Most High God coming upon these other nations, right? You got all these high level earthquakes and hurricanes, right? All these mass shooters, and that's different spirits that the Most High put on people, right? So let's read on.
Khan, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Verse 29, fire and hail and famine and death.
So let's stop right there, right? It says fire and hail and famine, right? Right? That's what people going through right now in the Middle East, over there in Israel, right? They don't got no food supply. Some people don't got access to water, access to medical different medical stuff, right? People don't have aid, right? People don't have shelter, right? People getting put to death at a large number, right? So let's read on.
Khan, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
Right? And that was it on that, right? Punishing the wicked to destruction. So all the things that you seeing happening on the earth right now is the punishment that the Most High God is putting upon the wicked for all their evil, right? For all the things that they did to His chosen people, right? These people have to pay, right? So the servants of the Lord, we don't give a damn about what's going on, with the Palestinians and the Israelis, and we're not praying for these people, right? Hey, that's a glorious thing that the Most High God got our enemies killing each other, right? Hey, it don't get no more beautiful than that when you got your own enemies destroying each other, right? I mean, that's a blessing right there, man, right? So let me get that Sirach 36 and verse 1. Right. And Kazak, can you give me Sirach 18 and verse 1?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse 1. And it reads, "Have mercy upon us, O Lord God of all, and behold us."
Right,
And
keep reading.
and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee.
Right. So the Lord said he go send his fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Right. So these nations, they don't seek after the Lord because they serve idols. Right. The Palestinians, they worship Allah. Right. All these other nations, they have their own God. Right. They have their own so-called religion and different idols that they worship. Right. But in these last days, we want the name of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah to be magnified. Right. Right. So the Most High God's name is going to be glorified above all the gods and the idols of the other nations, right? So in these last days, we seeing whose God is true, right? Whose God is the true and living God, right? So before it's all said and done, all the nations go know that the God of Israel is the true and living God, right? The God with all the power, right? The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, right? The King of Terror, right? The great and terrible God, right? If Allah was a true God, why is he allowing his people to be destroyed by the Israelis, right? Right? If the God of the fake Jews, if he was protecting them, why is he allowing the Palestinians to destroy them, right? So let's read on.
Verse 3. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power.
Right, and that's powerful. He said, lift up thy hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power. So these strange nations are seeing the power of the Most High God, right? Thousands and thousands of these heathens getting put to death, right? You got one side, and they shoot a missile at one side, and then the other side shooting missiles right back, right? So these heathens destroying each other, right? Blowing each other up, taking each other hostage, right? Hey, this is a beautiful thing to see in these last days, right? So let's read on.
Verse 4. As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God but only thou, O God.
Let's read down to verse. Let's read down to verse 9.
Shew new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works.
Right. So we seeing the wondrous works of the Most High, right? And the Lord said to Malachi, He said, "My name is dreadful among the heathen," right? And we seeing the results of the things that the Lord said that He was gonna do to these other nations, right? So let's read on.
Verse 7. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath.
Right. So the Most High He said, raise up indignation. Indignation goes into hatred, right? He said, raise up hatred, right? And pour out wrath, right? So we saying the Most High raising up indignation between the nations, right? It seemed like every other day the damn Palestinians having a march or a protest somewhere, or the Ukrainians and the Israelis having a damn protest or something, right? So that's the Most High God raising up indignation, right? I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it's like it seemed like every damn other day or every week now, ever since these things start happening, it seemed like it's been a damn protest somewhere, right? So the Most High God is raising up indignation. So the servants of the Lord, even us, been out there on these streets, we have to be ready for this stuff, right? Right? And we had a everybody know about it by now, but we had that fight that broke out when the Palestinians was protesting out there in Chicago, right? Right, and you had that fight break out with brothers out there. Oh, he got it pulled up.
For I will not turn away the punishment thereof. No, the Lord's going to look the other way to the Palestinians. I will not turn away the punishment thereof. The Lord forgot about the Sub-Saharan slave trade. I will not turn away the punishment thereof. The Lord forgot about Muhammad killing the Jews with the sword. I will not turn away the punishment thereof. The Lord's not turning away the punishment of these fake Palestinians, man. Of these Ishmaelites, man. The Mosai is coming back for them as well, man. For what they have done to the children of Israel. Because they carried away captive the whole captivity. Because they carried away the captive the whole captivity. They carried away captive the whole captivity. Right. Don't fight down your forces. Don't fight down your forces. Yeah, don't fight down your forces.
Keep on acting like you blind. Or when a nigga fine, tuck him on his belly like a snake. And watch how he swirl. Put him on a board like white t-shirts. I heat up his arm. Take your Jeep off, straight up off that breather. Pick him like a needle. White man got you lost in all his theories. Big bang like Vegeta. I still drink the milk that's in his word. Boy, I'm still a teether. I go here a little, there a little. I act like a teacher. Like the days of Noah came to rain. With the truth of flood. Keep that state.
Hey, let's stop right there, right? Right? You see that? Hey, that's the Most High God raising up indignation, right? You see that? And shout out to those brothers out there too in Chicago, right? Right, all praises to the Most High, right? So you see what's going on between these nations, right? The Most High God is raising up indignation, right? And all these heathens, they showing their true colors in these last days, right? So for our people that want to be coons and that want to, side with these other nations, and you gonna be destroyed right along with them, right? All they doing is showing you how much they hate our people, right? And the brother said that they was sending them death threats and stuff like that, right? Talking about that they was gonna kill the brothers and all that, right? But we see what happened in the end. Hey, the Most High protected those brothers. He was with those brothers. And them Palestinians, man, they got their ass whooped, right? Right. So let's finish reading.
Calm. Verse 7. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Take the time short.
Remember, make the time short.
Oh, Salakia. Make the time short. Remember the covenant and let them declare thy wonderful works.
Right. So he said, make the time short. And I go to that, what's that Matthew 24 too, where he said that for the elect's sake, the day is going to be shortened. Right. So the Most High making the time short in these last days, right? Like I said, you got all these events happening so fast. It's almost like you can't even keep up with it. Right? You got the days going by faster and faster. Right? You got prophecies coming to pass. Right? Every single day. Right? So you got to keep watch. Right? You got to know what's going on around the world because our salvation is nigh at hand. Right? And the destruction of our enemies is happening before our very eyes. Right? So let's read this last verse.
Verse 9. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people.
And let them perish that oppress the people, right? So what people is that talking about, right? That's talking about our people, right? And the Lord said in the book of Jeremiah, he said the children of Judah and the children of Israel shall be oppressed together. So we the people that's been oppressed. And it says, and let them perish that oppress the people, right? The them is talking about the other nations that oppress our people, right? So all praises to the Most High that we even allowed to see the destruction of our enemies. And this is just the beginning, right?
Right.
Right. So Lord willing, we endure through all this, right? Because this is just the beginning. It's gonna get better, right? Hey, this ain't nothing, right? So, hey, Lord willing, we allowed to see the destruction of all these nations, right? And Lord willing, we allowed to see the second coming of Yahawah's, right? Our Lord and Savior.
Hey, Salakia, man, bring out a precept real quick.
Khan, go ahead, King.
Yeah.
Hey, and Shapar, can you give me 2nd Edges 16:1?
King.
All
So
right,
I
go
want
ahead.
to, yeah, come. So I want to bring out this this Joel 3:9, right? And you know, Christians never read, so I'm not even gonna put it on them. But it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles: prepare war." Right? Wake up the mighty men. And that's what you see here. That's what you see that has been happening for the last 20, 30, 40 years, right? The Lord is waking up his mighty men, right? To come out on these highways and byways, to bring out his word, to not be fearful of these heathen, right? To stand strong in the face of your oppressor, right? It says, "Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh." And, you know, this is talking about the valley of Jehoshaphat, you know, the valley of decision, right? But this is soon to come to pass. Right? You see them getting riled up. Right? Let's skip down to verse 16. It says, "The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel." Right? If this was, you know, if we were still in the world, do you think that any of this could have been happening? I highly doubt it, right? We probably see a mob and probably try to avoid it. But no, as being the Lord's mighty men, right, we stand strong, right? We get in their faces right back, right? We make our heads as flint against their heads, right? So ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. I mean, that, you know, these are some powerful precepts, right? There's strangers right now in Israel. There's strangers dwelling in Jerusalem. But it's coming to pass that one day it's not going to be like that. All praise to the Most High. That's all I had.
All praises, right? Right. So, like I said, it's a beautiful thing to see in these last days, right? We got our brothers standing 10 toes down for the Most High God, right? Our enemies destroying each other, right? They're destroying one another, right? So we gonna keep going into these prophecies, right? And Lord willing, wake up our people, right? That's sleep, you know, and they that don't know what's going on in these times, right? So let's bring this out, Sirach 18 and 1.
Con. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 1. It says, He that liveth forever created all things in general.
Right, so we know that's talking about the Most High. It says, He that liveth forever, right? Remember in the book of Daniel, Daniel called the Most High the Ancient of Days, right? So the Most High, He has no beginning and no ending. He the one that lives forever, right? So read on.
Con, verse 2. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but He, who governeth the world with the palm of His hand.
Right, so who governeth the world with the palm of His hand. So everything that's happening, right, on the earth is of the will of the Most High, right? And that's what people don't understand, right? People talking about we go pray for these people, right? Right? People talking about, well, how could God let this happen if there is a God? Why is He allowing all these people to kill each other, and why are all these people dying? Hey, that's the Most High that's doing that, right? At Exodus 15 and 3, it said the Most High is a man of war, right? So when you see little kids getting put to death and people being kidnapped and taken hostage, right? Right? These nations shooting each other with missiles. And that's the Most High that's doing that, right? When you see all these mass shootings, right? Or random people going into these public places with loaded AKs and shooting people up, and that's the Most High that's putting the spirit on people to do that, right? So let's read on.
Con, who governeth the world with the palm of His hand, and all things obey His will. For He is the King of all, by His power dividing holy things among them from profane.
Right? So you see that? It says, in all things obey His will, right? So everything that's happening is the will of the Most High, whether you like it, believe it, accept it or not, right? So like the Lord said, and He not, He can't be all love all the time, right? It can't be all peace all the time, right? The Lord is about destruction, right? The Lord is about death, bloodshed, right? It has to be a just balance to everything, right? So that wasn't on that. Let me get that in second ledger 16 and 1. And we go get a few more and then we gonna start the close up for the night. Cause I wanna touch on something real quick too, after we finish this part. All right.
Con, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 1. And it reads, Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair, and bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Right. So you see that? And the Lord told all these other nations, and He said, your destruction is at hand. Right? So you other nations better get ready, right? Why you mad at us sending death threats, you know what I'm saying? Talking about what you gonna do to the children of Israel, and you better get prepared for World War III, right? Because the Most High God is finna bring a judgment upon all these nations that had a part in our captivity, right? So the Lord said, for your destruction is at hand. And we seen it with our very eyes. We seen the destruction of our enemies, right? And like I said, it's only gonna get worse and worse. Hey, Russia, hey, you think Russia doing something right now? They ain't even get started yet, right? China, they ain't even get started yet, right? A lot of people think they seeing something, but they really ain't seen nothing yet, right? Man, if you only knew the half, see, we like I said, the servants of the Lord, man, we be into all the news and all the different articles, right? We be seeing certain things behind the scene. Hey, these nations, a lot of these nations, man, they got some hot firepower, right? Hey, Russia, China, Korea, right? Iraq, and they got some firepower, right? With these nuclear missiles, right? You got different nations testing out different weapons and different missiles, right? You got these nations having damn war simulations, right? Hey, hey, it's finna get crazy out here, man. Hey,
Hey,
people don't
you got
know,
Russia. Look, you got Russia. One of their nuclear bombs is called the Satan II.
right? You see that? Man, people just don't understand, man. Man, like I said, these other nations, man, they got some high technology when it comes to these different missiles, right? And these different weapons of war, right? So let's read down to verse 4 in that second Edges.
Come. Verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Right, you see that? It says a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Right, that goes to show you, man, for these people talking about, we just pray that things get better. The Lord said it ain't gonna get better, right? These things is not finna get better. So you need to stop being delusional, right? It says a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back, right? And so the Lord sent the sword upon Ukraine, right? He sent the sword upon the Israelis and the Palestinians. And the Lord said, who go turn it back? Like who go stop it? After the Lord sent his destruction, who was gonna stop this destruction? Right? It's not gonna stop. It's gonna continue to get worse and worse. Right? So let's read that last verse. And then let's jump read that last verse and then jump to verse 18.
Come. Verse 4. A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Right? So we sent that fire that was sent upon them people in Palestine, like we seen on that video. Hey, once you get hit with the missiles, it ain't no recovering from that. Right? We seeing whole cities destroyed. Right? Whole cities burnt up. Dead bodies all up under the damn ground. Right? So you think these people just go, like I said, people act like they just go come together and shake hands and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Right? I didn't mean to do that. Right? We shouldn't be fighting. Let's just make peace. Right? Let's just split the whole land of Israel into a half, and we get this side and y'all get that side. Right? Like I said, people delusional, man. Right? People don't know. They don't know what the hell finna happen. Right? They think these nations, they just go say, you know what, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Right? We shouldn't be fighting like this. Right? Right? All these nations, they gonna keep killing each other until it's only one nation standing on top. Right? And we all know who that nation gonna be in the end, right? According to prophecy, right? But we go let these nations continue to destroy each other, right? Right. All praises to the Most High. So let's jump down to verse 18.
This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
Right, so it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. So this is just the beginning, right? These wars and these rumors of wars ain't going nowhere, right? All these high-level earthquakes and hurricanes and all these mass shootings, they not going nowhere, right? You think you're going to have damn near 600 mass shootings in this year, and this year not even over with yet. And then you think, people think in 2024, they think it's just going to get better, right? A 2024, a Lord willing, we up out of here by then, Lord willing. But in 2024, it might be damn 800 mass shootings, 900 mass shootings, right? So these things go get worse and worse, right? So let's keep reading.
The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right, you see that? So Ezra said, "What shall I do when these evils shall come?" Right, and we go touch on that after we finish this. Hey, Kazak, can you give me Revelation 3 and 15?
God.
All right, let's read down to verse 21, Shapar.
This is verse 19. It says, Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, the victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Right, so you saying evils, right, grow upon earth. And it says in great confusion, man. That's why this place got to be destroyed. Right, you got to know the pattern of the scriptures. Why was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? Right, why was Egypt destroyed? Didn't the Lord say this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt? Right? So if the Lord destroyed those places, what the hell you think he gonna do to this modern day Sodom and this modern day Egypt? Right? This is the place of great confusion. And we seen it this past weekend, man. We seen great confusion. Right? We seen grown people dressing up in different kind of costumes. Right? We had all type of sodomites out there. Right? People uncovering their nakedness, showing the whole world, everything that they got. Right? Hey, this place is foul as hell, man. Right, this place is evil, wicked, disgusting. Right? This place vexes our spirit. Right? This is the place of great confusion. Right? Anything that's imaginable, that's evil and wicked, it takes place in this land. Right? So the Lord has to cleanse this land. The Lord has to cleanse the earth. Right? So that was it on that second edges. Right? So let's get into this last part of this lesson. I'm only gonna get a few more and then we can close up, right? Hey, Shapar, can you give me Sirach 2 and 5? And Kazak, you had that in Revelation 3 and 15.
God, okay.
So before you read that, right, for this part of the lesson, right? I just wanted to get into, something that I was meditating on the other day, right? About, a lot of brothers and sisters that's so called in this truth, right? What type of spirit brothers and sisters in these last days, right? A lot of people gotta examine their spirit, right? Because I've been noticing, man, there's been a lot of people that's been sifted out lately, right? There's been a lot of people that's, that's in and out, right? A lot of people half-assing in this truth, right? A lot of people not putting in the work in these last days, right? Hey, shoot, we was out there last weekend, man, and we seen brothers that's supposed to be putting in this work with us out there, damn, celebrating damn Halloween with the heathens,
Man.
right? Right? Hey, so it's a it's a lot of madness going on in these last days, man. A lot of people take this truth for a joke, right? And then you got brothers coming up to us, hey, Shalom, YAHAWAH'S, brother, you out here damn celebrating with the damn heathens, man. You out here partaking in folly and madness, but you want to come up to us talking about, yeah, I'm out here to support y'all brothers. I love y'all brothers, right? YAHAWAH'S, hey, brother, don't come around here, man. I'm going to tell you straight up, right? Hey, if you ain't trying to put in the work for the Lord, if you ain't 10 toes down with your brothers, if you half-assing in this truth and you playing games, hey, don't even come around me, man. Right? Hey, that shit fake as hell, man. Excuse my language. But real talk, man. If you ain't 100%, and putting this work in for the Lord, I don't even want you around me, right? And that vexed my spirit, man, to see a lot of people out here playing games with the Most High, right? Right? You got sisters out here that's supposed to be modest, that know they Israelites, that call themselves a daughter of Zion, and then next thing you know, they on social media posting pictures in damn costumes, right? Half naked, right? Out here celebrating the pagan customs of the heathens, right?
Hey, remember that one sister we saw? She was saying that she knows she an Israelite, but yet dressed up as Marge Simpson. Gotcha.
Yeah, we seen damn Marge Simpson last week, man. It was this Ephraimite sister and this Gadite sister, right? They was out there just like the damn Simpsons, right? Damn Marge and Lisa Simpson, man. Talking about they know they Israelites, but they out there damn half naked with no fringes on, damn partying with the damn heathens, man. Right? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. Right? But let's bring this out of Revelation. Revelation 3:15.
Okay. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Right? So you see that? Yahweh said, hey, you better pick a side. Right? That's what he's saying. These last days, hey, you better pick a side. Right? Because if you out here playing games with the Most High, you liable to suffer the same judgments and the same fate as anybody else that's in the world. Right? Right? What makes you so special that you don't think that the Most High can bring judgment upon you? Right? You ain't no different than these damn heathens. Right? A lot of people damn half-assing and wishy-washy when it comes to keeping these commandments, right? And serving the Lord, right? And the Lord said, hey, matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Let me get this real quick in Matthew. Right? So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon, right? So you can't serve two masters. And you better pick who you go serve in these last days, right? Either you go serve the Lord or you go serve Satan, right? So you can't pick. You can't be picking and choosing in these last days. You can't be on the Lord's side one minute and then the next minute you serving Satan, right? And you got to walk on that straight and narrow path, right? You better make your calling and election sure in these last days, because we getting closer and closer to the end. So now is not the time to be playing games, right, and falling off, right? So you can't serve two masters. You better pick who you go serve, right? So where I had you at Shapar Sirach 2 and 5 and Kazak, can you give me Luke 9 and 62? And you could bring that out, Sirach 2 and 5.
Come, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 5. And it reads, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Right, so in these last days, the real servants of the Lord, we're gonna be tried in the fire. The Lord go see who really about that life and who not about that life. Right? You got many of brothers and sisters that claim that they Israelites and they keep the commandments and they do anything for the Lord, right? But hey, real talk, a lot of people gonna go through a lot of trials and tribulations, right? And we seen what kind of demons was out there this past weekend. It's like wickedness is, and we read about this, right? And wickedness and evil is being increased, right? So as wickedness and evil is being increased in these last days, and we have to increase in the spirit. We got to continue to wax mightier and mightier in the spirit, right? Right? As Satan and these damn demons start to level up in these last days, and we supposed to be leveling up in this truth, not waxing worse and worse, right? You got a lot of people that's falling off, right? Hey, brothers, you got brothers that's, hey, they show up to the feast day one week, and then a few weeks later they out there celebrating Halloween with the heathens, right? And so the Lord is exposing a lot of people in these last days. A lot of people being exposed, right? Right? And how many brothers we seeing going hard in this truth, right? Mighty brothers and mighty sisters, right? Putting in the work for the Lord. And then a few weeks later, right? A few months later, hey, they out here, they didn't turn back into the world. They didn't turn back into the old man, right? Right.
And Salakia, if I may, you know how it starts? It starts when you stop doing the commandments, right? When you think it's okay to, slack off. Oh, I'm gonna go have this quick bite of a pork chop sandwich over here, or I'm gonna go work on the Shabbat over here. Even though you have a choice to not work on the Shabbat, yet you choose to work on the Shabbat. It's breaking those little commandments that starts that snowball effect, and it snowballs into something completely different.
Come, right? So you see that, right? So hey, if you ain't trying to put in this work for the Lord, you just like a heathen in my eyes, right? Hey, I can't trust you. Hey, if something pop off, if you not putting in this work, right, then I don't even want you around me because I can't trust you, right? So it says, for gold is tried in the fire. right? An acceptable man in the furnace of adversity, right? It said acceptable man, right? Not weak men, right? Not brothers that's slothful and that's half assing, right? So we gotta step it up in these last days, man, right? You can't be that brother that, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to camp 1 week and then, I show up to camp, whenever I want to, whenever I feel like it, right? You got brothers coming to camp whenever they feel like, well, I don't feel like it today, right? The hell you mean you don't feel like it, right? What the hell is you doing that's more important than serving the Lord and waking up your people,
Hey, that
right?
shit drives me crazy, yo.
And I'm not saying that people don't have certain things going on. Everybody got something going on, right? Everybody going through things, right? But what are you putting first? Are you putting the Lord first, or are you putting your own personal things first, right? Right? And that's why you see a lot of people in the position that they in because they chose to put certain things over the Most High, right? And that's why the Most High bringing judgment upon a lot of our people, right? So, like I said, a lot of brothers and sisters getting exposed and getting sifted out in these last days, right? So, who had Luke 9:62?
Yeah, I got that for you, King.
Khan and Shapar, let me get Romans 12:1, and we gonna read down to verse 12, and that's gonna be it for me. You can bring that out in Luke.
God, it's the book of Luke, chapter 9 and verse 62. And it says, And Yahawah said unto him, No man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of the Most High.
Right, so the Most High, like I said, he exposing a lot of people in these last days. A lot of people showing themselves not to be fit for the kingdom, right? Because the Most High done sent different demons and spirits to attack certain people, and these people they don't have the power and the strength, right, to fight off these different spirits, right? They letting these spirits control them, right? Right? How many brothers we seen out there and sisters we seen out there last week, right? That claim they know they're Israelites, but they out there in the midst of the heathens, right? Partaking in in wickedness, right? Right? Like I said, 1 minute the brother at a feast day, and then the next minute he out there getting drunk with the heathen, right? With no fringes on, right?
Hey,
I mean,
Shalaki, can I bring out a precept? Okay.
Kanye, go ahead, Ken.
Khan, this is it's the classic, Matthew 24, and I'm going to start at 12. And it says, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Verse 13, But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
You see that? And he that shall endure unto the end, man. A lot of people not going. And a lot of the people already stopped enduring, right? A lot of people gave up on the Most High. A lot of people came into this truth, and it's not going the way that they would have hoped. So they didn't gave up on the Lord. They don't have patience, right? A lot of people were, well, this not happening as fast as I thought it was gonna happen, right? I thought I was gonna be out of captivity already. I thought the Lord was gonna come back and save us already, right? And they didn't went back into the world, right? Like I said, man, a lot of people getting exposed in these last days, man. Right, right. 1 minute the brother, right? He at camp, 1 minute he had a feast day, right? Right, he come up to you, yeah, Yahawah Yahawah, and then the next minute he out there with the damn heathens in the damn Halloween costume, right? Hey, you can't make this stuff up, man. Hey, if I ain't see it with my own eyes, man, I wouldn't believe it, man. But
who did it to him?
Hey, man, Satan did it to him, man. The Most High did it to him. Hey, man.
Hey, I
That's
got a
hot.
precept for that.
Khan, go ahead.
We're going to go to Proverbs 21:16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. I mean, that's like a smack in the face and a wake up call to all these brothers that think it's just, I'm just gonna keep the pinky toe in the water. Nah, the Lord wants you to swan dive into that sucker. He don't want you half stepping. Like, he don't want no, like, how, like the brother said, how are we supposed to trust somebody who isn't reliable enough to do something as simple as coming to camp, right? Or putting in the work. Like,
Right.
I feel personally compelled. I feel bad when I don't come to camp. It's something just don't feel right when I don't come to camp.
Hey, look, that's funny you said that, because that's the same spirit that people have on them when they ain't showing up either. So you got to look at them when they show up. They get to looking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the spirit ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when somebody, it's funny, the spirit that the Lord put on people, on a man, on a grown man, to a grown man humble himself like a child when he ain't walking in the way of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And he got to go around other men. You know what I'm saying? Man can't look you in the eyes and shit. Excuse my language, but hey, brothers got to get right, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what's right to be accepted of the Most High. To walk in those to be able to walk in those in that grace and that mercy, like David, at least David acknowledged all what he was doing, you know what I'm saying, to get himself right. Brothers ain't even trying to acknowledge what they doing is all. They still want to come around and do peekaboo. The peekaboo sessions. The incognegros.
It's like, I mean, he blessed, like, he didn't have to, and I say this all the time, like, he didn't have to choose you, right? So for many are chosen, but Salaki,
Many are called.
yes,
but
many
few are chosen.
I had a tongue twister there. Many are called, but few are chosen, right? And the fact that he even thought, a little speck of sand, right? He compares us to the sand of the sea. Right, so you're just a speck of sand in a larger ocean or a larger body of sand, right? But just for him to bless you with that with that knowledge, right? Knowing that you are, you're not a color in a crayon box. You are actually a person that God loves, right? That's some heavy stuff, but it just doesn't dwell on people. It doesn't, break through that concrete skull of theirs.
Right. Right. Hey, people don't want to be accepted, nor do they know how to be accepted, right? Hey, real quick, Yahawah, if I get this precept
Go ahead,
shut down. If somebody can grab Ecclesiasticus chapter 35, verse 16. You could throw it up on that screen.
Yeah. The book of Sirach, chapter 35 and verse 15.
16, Salakia.
16, Salakia. It says, he that serveth Yahawah shall be accepted with favor.
You see that? So that right there alone should have brothers get up in the mornings that camps are assigned, you know, classes are assigned. Wednesdays, you know, we going live. You know what I'm saying? I know some people, you know, can't make it, but you know, that's why we do the Wednesdays for brothers, you know, who can't really make it to camp every week, you know, to show the diligence of the spirit, you know. But it ain't even so much as speaking on those things, but it's the nation within itself. Our nation is slacking, you know, in the midst of all these things going on. And we want to see that true favor, right? We want the same favor that the Most High showed to David. You know what I'm saying? Those that have fallen in this walk, those that have, you know, who know what it means to walk in the midst of sin and have to pull yourself up out of that. You want that mercy and you want that favor from the Most High, right? That's being accepted. When the Most High got his foot on your neck and he's beating you up, you know, and you know, from all your wickedness, he's pulling you through the fire. You know, he's showing his way that you're accepted, right? But a lot of people, you know, they don't see that. It's I'm getting the hell beat out of me. I'm done. Because you really you wanted to endure, but you really didn't have the endurance. You didn't have the true stamina, right? You didn't have the spirit of Paul, and you didn't have the spirit of the apostles, you know, or the Messiah who went through all that he went through, right? Brothers is just ready to give up, man. But go ahead.
Con. It says, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds.
You see that? And that's what you should be humble so that the Lord can receive them angels, right? The angels are the presence, man. You break down some of these other records and you know those angels are the presence, right, that are assigned to take them prayers, right, before that sun, you know, goes down all the way back to the Most High in the essence, right? Brings those prayers before the mercy seat, you know, so that you can receive mercy, right? Though that's what I look forward to when I pray. Knowing the sun is going down and I send a quick prayer, knowing that the Most High is going to receive it when I'm walking in righteousness, right? You want them prayers to pierce them clouds, man. Go ahead.
Con. It says, until it come nigh, he will not be comforted and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment.
It's righteous judgment that's going on to these nations right now. And that's what the people don't understand. You know, yeah, you can't pray like the brother said. There's no peace for the wicked. There's no prayer for the wicked. You understand? There's no prayer for the people who stole your identity, right? There's no prayer for the people who raped, robbed, and pillaged these lands, right? There's no prayer for them. It's only judgment. It's only the execution. Your date is at hand. It's time. You know. So we went through our fire. Now listen, it's time for the heathen to get theirs, right? Read that next verse.
Con. It says, for the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them, till he have smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful.
Go ahead.
And repaid vengeance to the heathen.
And repaid vengeance to the heathen. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the payment that is supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
Salatia. I went out. Am I back now?
Yeah, you back.
Yeah, come. But yeah, so yeah, the Lord is going to repay these nations speedily, and these heathens, man, you know, for the rewards of all their wickedness, right? And go ahead.
Con. It says, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud and broken the scepter of the unrighteous.
Right. That's funny. And that's funny. That translation, this one right here says repaid vengeance to the heathens. This one This one, my pocket for right here says rapid.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
That's funny. Mine does that, and I think it's Maccabees where it talks about what is it? It says Spain or something like that, and it says something else. It says another country. It says Syria or something.
Oh no, I see it. Yeah. No, I see it. They changed the wording up of it. The spelling of it threw me off. I see it says they just spelled it different. Yeah, I see it. But go ahead.
Come. It says till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds.
Right. And that's all we're looking for. Those heathen nations, right, to receive of the wickedness of their deeds. And listen, us as well, right? Judgment is going to start at God's house first, right? The children of Israel. So for all of our wicked deeds, that's why we come out and preach repentance to the nation like the Hamashiach did. So I'll just yield on that for the sake of time. But powerful lesson. This message, should be received and it should not be taken lightly to those that are listening, and those that are not really filling their cup up with the spirit, of the brotherhood and going out here to war with your brothers, man, and putting in his work. Everybody ain't gonna have the same lot. You know what I mean? But your lot is important. If you got a position to go to camp and hold post, that's your position, man. We holding you accountable for that. If your job is to read, you're an excellent reader. You showing forth that gift. Hey, listen, don't hide that, man. We need you to show forth that gift and that light before the nation, before the world. Don't hide that gift. You understand what I'm saying? You excelled in these damn school systems and you was able to read these books. Hey, read it for the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the work for the Lord, right? All of us in unity, right? That's the only way. The more we do this work, the more judgments is coming upon these nations, man. All right, mighty lesson.
And just to throw in Salakia, I just want to throw this precept just to sort of land me back off of what he just brought out, right? And this is in Revelation 8:3. I'll start. It says, and another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And you know that throne is the Most High. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. Right? So, I mean, that just shows you right there, right, that there is an angel that is carrying your prayer and filtering it to the Most High. But if you ain't doing this work, if you ain't keeping these commandments, your prayer is not going above your roof. That's all I had.
That's heavy. It ain't going above your roof, baby.
That was it. All praise. Like, that's some beautiful and mighty points that the brothers bringing out, and that's the spirit too. What the captain was going into, because that's exactly what I was finna bring out in that Romans 12, going into the different lots and different offices that brothers have, and that they supposed to be responsible of in this truth, right? So after I bring this out, that's gonna be it for me, and then we gonna close out. So who had that Romans 12:1? And we gonna read now in verse 12.
I can read it, King. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1, and it reads, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Right, like we the captain was going into. That's our reasonable service. Right? Hey, that's the least we can do. Right? So, hey, like I said, brothers and sisters, we got to step it up in these last days. Right? You got to make your body a living sacrifice. Like I said, you got people that's half-assing. Right? You got people that's in and out. Right? You got people that that do this work when it's convenient for them. Right? And like the brother Mahar brought out, hey, you damn near gotta cut my arms and my legs off for me to not come to camp, right? For me to not, do this work, right? But hey, for some brothers, hey, you can threaten to cut off their arms and their legs, and they still won't come out and put in this work,
Hey, they'll
right?
hand them over to you.
Right. You see that? So that goes to show you what type of spirit a lot of people in these last days, right? A lot of people, they just want to, get by doing the bare minimum, right? That's the spirit a lot of brothers in, man. I'm gonna do the bare minimum, and the bare minimum not gonna get you into the kingdom, right? So let's finish reading.
Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
Right, and that's a lot of our people issue. That's why a lot of people getting sifted out. That's why a lot of people falling off. Because a lot of people think of themselves more highly than what they are. Right? You got people that think in their mind, well, I went to a few feast days, so I'm good. You know, I made it to a couple feast days, so I'm good. I'm gonna make it to the kingdom. Right? I did my job. Hey, brother, you ain't did a damn thing. Right? Ain't none of us did a damn thing. I don't give a damn if you went to camp 7 days out the week and you made it to all the feast days, right? And you stop doing that, all the things that you did previously, it ain't gonna mean nothing, right? That's why when the brother brought out in that Matthew 24, you gotta endure unto the end, right? Ain't none of us did a damn thing yet until we make it through those gates, right? And Lord willing, we make it through those gates, right? And Lord willing, we worthy enough to get those crowns of righteousness, right? But until that happened, hey, you ain't did a damn thing yet, right? That's how you got to look at it. You always got to think, well, I can do more or I can do better, right? But a lot of people just want to do the bare minimum, right? Yeah, I'm gonna come out the camp when I feel like it, right? When I'm in a good mood, right? Yeah, I'm gonna come to a couple feast days, hey, I did my job, right? No, brother, you got to do more than that, brother, right? You got to be better than that. Hey, you can't be lukewarm. You got to be on fire, right? So let's keep reading.
Con. But to think soberly according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith.
Right,
For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office.
right. So all members have not the same office. So you got to figure out in these last days what your office is, right? What your talent is, and you got to, pray to the Most High, ask Him to reveal that into you, right? So you can, show forth your wonderful works, right, and push towards getting this kingdom, right? Read on.
Con. So we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith or
right?
ministry.
So everybody having different gifts. Everybody can't have the same gift, right? But whatever your gift is, you got to use that to your advantage to wake up as many people as you can, right? That's why the Lord said you got to make your body a living sacrifice, right? How you using your gifts to wake up the people when you half fasting in this truth, right? You're not trying to put in the work, right? If a brother gotta beg you to come to camp, right? If a brother gotta beg you and to keep reaching out to you just for you to put in the work, hey, this might not be for you, right? You shouldn't have to beg nobody to put in this work, right? You shouldn't have to beg nobody to keep the commandments, right? So let's finish reading.
Come. It says, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth, or teaching, or he that exhorteth, or exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity.
Right, so let's stop right there. Right, so a lot of people, hey, if you're not ready to be committed, right, if you're not ready to be diligent, right, if you're not ready to be consistent, then maybe you need to take a step back for a while, right? You might as well not even, hey, you might as well not even come around, right? Like I said, you got a lot of fakes and phonies in these last days, right? A lot of people want to come and smile in your face and a shalom, YAHAWAH'S, and then you don't see that brother for another 3-4 weeks, right? Right? Then you mess around, you see the brother, he out there damn celebrating with the damn heathens, right? I mean, it's madness, man. You can go out there and you can party with the heathens, but you can't come to camp and hold posts and put in the work with your brothers, right? But you want to dap us up, right? It's madness out here in these last days, man. All right, so let's finish reading.
Come. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good.
Right, so you're supposed to abhor that which is evil, right, and cleave unto that which is good. Hey, cleave unto these commandments, right? Cleave unto the Most High, right? Cleave unto your brethren, right? We supposed to be helping each other excel in this truth, right? We supposed to be that iron that sharpeneth iron, right? But hey, brothers ain't trying to gather together with their brothers, right? Brothers ain't trying to, put in this work. Brothers want to do, what they want to do when it's convenient for them, right? But then when all hell breaks loose, and they gonna be looking for brothers, but we ain't gonna be around, right? So keep reading.
Come, verse 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another.
Right, preferring one another, right? So you gotta ask yourself that question: Do you truly love your brothers, right? Do you truly love the Lord, right? Or do you love yourself, right? Like I said, a lot of people getting exposed in these last days, right? A lot of people showing that they love pleasing the lust of their flesh more than they love pleasing God, right? So let's keep reading.
Come. In honor preferring one another, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
Right, you see that? It said not slothful in business. A lot of people slothful in business. Right? A lot of people got certain ranks and certain positions in this truth, but they slothful in their business. They're not taking care of business. Right? They got too much other stuff going on that, you know, in their eyes is more important than serving the Lord, right? It says, and fervent in spirit, and fervent goes into being, you know, zealous, being on fire, right? A lot of brothers not trying to be on fire and zealous in the spirit for their brothers and for the Lord. But they got, you know, too much worldly things that's going on, you know, that's taking up too much of their time. Where now it's like a burden for them to keep the commandments, right? You got brothers that actually, hey, that's like that. They're like, oh man, dang, it's time to go back to class. Oh dang, man, let me get up and go to this feast day, right? You see, Lord, you see, I'm going to your feast day, right? Yeah, I'm going to the feast day. And I ain't been to camp in about, you know, 5 months, but you know, I'm gonna come to the feast day, right? The Lord go accept me, right? Hey, brother, you need to be on fire for the Lord all the time, right? Can't be popping up every blue moon and expect the Lord to be there for you, right? So let's finish that off.
Hey, Salati, real quick, Yahshua. Can I read this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Cap.
Hey, this is this is Second Ezra chapter 16 and let me see, verse 72. All right, did y'all read that yet? Verse Second Ezra 16:72.
La.
All right, come on. All right. It says, right, because what the brothers going into is very important. Like even what Mahar says many are called, but few are chosen, right? And a lot of times with the you know, a lot even if we have, you know, high positions or low positions, we still think that because we're doing even the smallest of the positions we're doing, that we're good in the eyes of the Most High. But there's some judgments coming to this place that if you ain't ready to lose all this stuff, like the brother was talking about, like all this worldly stuff that you might be worrying about, that got your attention, and in this work, it may not seem like, you know, it's just like, I'll get to it next week, or I'll be there next month, or whatever, right? It's gonna these things, because people are trying to maintain worldly things, right? We gotta work, we all gotta work, right? But when these things are taken away, you're gonna find out a lot of people gonna lose it, man. They're gonna lose it because they think the Most High really gave them these homes and all this stuff, right? And it's true in part, right? The Most High, that's a gift and mercy from the Most High, right? To have shelter, raiment, and all those things, right? Our father Jacob, you understand, he was very content with the food, shelter, and raiment, right? All praises. But verse 71, right, says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So we know those that fear the Lord will be those that, what? Psalms 111:10, keeping the commandments, right? Verse 72 says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So like the brothers going into like these cares of the world. Why you don't want to do the work, and a majority of your works consist of the cares of the world, right? Keeping up with the Joneses and keeping up with these things that you've acquired here, right? But verse 73 says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So when you lose all your precious goods and all these things, you better start putting it in your mind right now to lose these things, right? If you prepare yourself right now to be without home, if you prepare yourself now to be without a job or car or whatever, you know, holds your attention, you're fed off when these things happen, you know, to this earth, right? And these are set prophecies that will come to pass. And if you're not prepared to lose your home, you ain't prepared to be the chosen, If you're not prepared to lose your job, your house, and all these things, if you're not prepared to come to camp and look like an Israelite and show forth the Spirit of the Lord, right? If you're more so concerned with your friends, family, and who the hell is looking at you, hey, you're not fit for the kingdom. You're not one of the chosen. So you better think about that the next time you understand you pick up to go to camp, or you pick up to even band with your brothers in the spirit. What are you doing it for, right? Because your home's going to be taken away. All these things going to be taken away. And all you're going to have is probably a brother.
Uh-oh. Think he fell off again.
Yeah, I went out, brother. But go ahead, Yashwan. I'm done on that. Yeah.
Con, all praises. No, that was it. That was all I had on that. But if anybody else got something else they want to bring out, y'all could go here and bring it out. But if not, we go close it out for the night.
Hey, can I bring out these quick precepts right quick, Yashwan?
Con.
So I'm gonna run through them right quick. I know we are already over the 2-hour point, but yeah, I just wanted to add something to the lesson. This is the book of John, chapter 6, verse 27, and it reads, "Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath God the Father sealed." And yeah, just adding on to what the brothers is talking about. Like, we can go out here and we can make money. You know what I'm saying? We can know and do all these things in the world, but are we really trying to do work for the Most High? You know what I mean? Are we out here doing the Lord's work? And that should be just as important to us as all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get our priorities straight, Israel, and try to figure out what we're in this thing for. You know what I mean? We can labor for the world, we can labor for Esau, but are we laboring for the Lord? How much of our time and our energy and our focus is going into the Most High? So we got to build up these riches in the kingdom of heaven, and not in Esau's kingdom right now. And I wanted to just to land me back off of what I think Mahar was going into about our prayers being sent to the angels, and the angels taking them to the Most High. This is the book of Tobit, chapter 12, verse 15, and it reads, "I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One." So yeah, you got 7 angels that see the Lord face to face, and Raphael, he's one of the ones who presents the prayers of the saints to the Most High God. And that's what we want to be considered. You know what I mean? We out here doing the work. Brothers is laboring, keeping the commandments and the faith. That's what you want to be considered. You want to be considered one of the saints of the Most High. You know what I mean? So we know that the Lord, he's not dealing with sinners. He's not dealing with the wicked, right? Salvation is for the righteous. So just to add to the lesson, man, we got to get ourselves straight and figure out what our priorities is, beloved. That's all I got.
All praises, right? That was a mighty point by the brother, man. Right. So, anybody else got something they want to bring out? All praises. If not, then we gonna close it out, man. Hey, so the main message, man, keep watch, Israel. Right. Continue to endure. Right. Continue to have faith. Right. And pray to the Most High, man. Ask him to, strengthen you in these last days. Right. And Lord willing, we continue to wax mighty in the spirit, man. Right. And we all got something we can do better. We all got something that we can contribute as a nation, right? As a congregation, as a camp, right? So all praises, man. But again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shah, right? Again, shout out to all the brothers and sisters, for tuning in to Warzone Wednesday, Right. This is YAHAWAH'S camp. I'm Brother Yahshua by Yahawadah.
Hey, it's your brother Mahar.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This your brother Shapar.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. It's your brother Kazak.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. Your brother Yashuv signing off. Kwam Yashal.
Khan. Hey, Kwame Yashala to the nation of Israel. Shalom.
Kwame Ashala.